Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the story of where I got into a one-on-one with a southsider, Riverside County Jail.
Welcome back to Broken Bobby's transformation page. In the late 80s, I became involved with drugs and would eventually become part of that lifestyle of trafficking, addiction, and violence. Over the next 20 years, I would be in and out of jail and prison. If you're thinking about trying something or you're dealing with addiction, your life don't need to go down the same path mine did. I hurt a lot of people, both physically and emotionally. These are my stories of how I transformed my life, and you can too. Let's get.
Alright guys, as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, I got into a one-on-one with a southsider in the Riverside County Jail. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button, drop a comment, share the video, hit that notification bell so that anytime I go live or drop a new video, you will be informed. And become a member of the channel. Hit that join button. There's exclusive content and there will be merch giveaway if YouTube ever pays me. But anyways, let's get into today's story. So I'm in Riverside County Jail. This is intake. Unfortunately, with Riverside County Jail, a lot of my memories are kind of hazy and I don't remember exactly where I was at times because I was addicted to drugs. And a lot of times when I went into Riverside County Jail, I was still either under the influence or coming down hard. But uh, I'm in Riverside County Jail intake process. And I was basically they would move you from one cell to the next. Like you see medical, you see whoever you needed to see. There's a whole process to that, right? And I got moved into this cell, and a lot of times people that are in the intake process are still under the influence of narcotics or alcohol. And this makes intake a very dangerous place. So I got moved on to the next cell. I come in, this cell's empty basically. There's two black guys in there. I don't know if they were Bloods, Crips, what they were, non-affiliates, not sure. But I get moved in there. I take a seat on the bench, and all of a sudden they bring they're feeding in basically to this cell. We went through the previous process that we needed to go through, and now we're into this cell, and then from there we go somewhere else basically. But they bring the southsider in, and he is definitely drunk at this point. And he comes into the cell. Now the cell is probably 20 by 15 maybe, with a couple of benches and a toilet to the back. Not a very big place, but for four guys it's not bad at all. Problem is they stuff you in there until there's about 20 of you, and then they move you on to the next spot. Well, they bring the southsider in. He's obviously drunk, and right away he starts mouthing off to me. And so I get up. He calls me basically out of my name, and something to the extent of lame ass white boy or something. And I jump up and we lock horns. Basically, like it's going down. But this happened so quickly. After he was let in, the deputies weren't too far away. So this guy, he's from, I'll say the name of his hood because it goes with the story. He's from Corona. I'm not going to say which set in Corona. Shout out to Crown Town. Some really good homeboys from Corona. And we lock horns. Boom, 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 boom. We're going at it. And almost immediately they pop that door back open and they hit us with the pepper spray. So it wasn't really much of a fight. Just a quick locking of the horns, basically. And they're pulling us out and they're walking us down past the cells we had previously come from, and they're separating us into different cells. And the reason I know this guy is from Corona is because he's woofing. Crown Town, homeboy. He says the name of his barrio. Like I said, I'm not going to get into specifics on that. And in jail, like we tend to be a little bit arrogant, obnoxious at times. So as he's barking out his barrio, I'm barking back. You know what I mean? I.e. Peckerwood, homeboy, what's up? Ask about me, type of stuff. You know what I mean? And and okay, so the situation is over. So now the process takes longer because basically we screwed off the deputy's program and they don't like it when they have to work any harder. So we get put on ice for 10 or 12 hours. We should be completely processed in at this point, but uh, so we finish getting processed in, and when I end up back in another cell uh, with other races and stuff, I quickly come to the conclusion that there's a lot of homeboys from Corona in Riverside County Jail. And, I'm thinking to myself, this could be a problem. If I end up in a dorm or in close proximity of the dorm that this other guy is in, he could send word. I could say something to my people. This could turn into a big deal. So I get processed in. I end up in the dorm that I end up in. And I've told this story before. I walk into I end up in a cell. This is Southwest Detention Center out in Marietta. And when I walk into the cell, my cellie, who's a skinhead, is shaving his eyebrows off. Wartime, basically, as I understand it for them. And we would go on to kick it off with the Southsiders at the first day room. So, never ran across that dude again. But, these are the kind of things that happen when, you end up incarcerated. I didn't go in there looking for a problem. I didn't exactly use my people skills to not make it a bigger problem, because in there, you can't let people talk to you out of your name. You can't let people disrespect you and act aggressive towards you without some sort of a response. So, I did what I did. He did what he did. Never seen the dude again. But one thing I will say is in the Riverside County Jail, there were definitely, Corona was deep as hell. I might go as far as to say that's their jail there as far as the Southsiders go. A lot of homeboys from Corona. And like I said, no disrespect to Corona intended. Uh, was there a winner of that fight? Not really. Like it was a quick clash. And that's the thing, when you go to jail, like all you have is your respect and your good name, and you have to be willing to fight for that. So, that's my quick little story for the day, guys. The thing is, if we don't use, we won't end up in situations like this where we need to, you're in that little cell, it's you and him. Like, you can't call for the deputy because you'd be a weenie if you did that, right? It's not like the real world, where as a civilian you can call the police. In that world, you know, all you have is your word in these things, basically. So in that world, when somebody disrespects you or something of that sort, you have to take action. And if we don't put ourselves in situations where we're going to end up in jail, then we don't have to worry about things like that. Just remember, it's all about building that strong foundation around you. If you're new to sobriety, welcome. You can do this. if I could do it, you could do it. I have 20 years under my belt now, so it's definitely achievable. So, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the thumbs down if you didn't like the video. It's all good either way, you know. Share the video. It really helps to grow the channel. Hit that notification bell. It is that way when I go live, which I do a lot on the weekends at night, or I drop a new video, you'll be notified. And join the channel. Become a member. It's the best way to support the Broken Bobby transformation movement. So I hope everybody is having a great week. You got to build that strong foundation around you guys. If you're trying to figure out how to get sober, find a meeting. Go get on Google, punch in AA or NA meeting near me, and some stuff will pop up, you know, and you can go check it out. And you know, hopefully it will help you. It'll help you to grow the people around you that are sober, which will make it easier to maintain sobriety. So that, like I said, that's the message for the day. Hope everybody is doing great, and don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.